Hello, my name is Ted Hoxie, and today we're going to be going over basic tree identification. I think tree identification is important because it gives you a greater appreciation and understanding for the forests that surround you. Today we're going to be talking about white oaks, red maple, sweet birch, and river birch, because these are three of the most common trees that can be found on campus and in the Mid-Appalachian region. We're going to start off with the white oak with the scientific name Quercus alba. The white oak can be easily distinguished by the leaf shape. It has 7 to 9 rounded lobes with pinnate venation, which means it looks like a feather, veins. The bark of the white oak is deeply fissured with a shaggy appearance. The bark color is light gray to white. This is an important tree because it produces a very valuable acorn to wildlife. According to the University of Pennsylvania Forestry Department, the white oak acorn has among the lowest tannin levels of any acorn produced by an oak tree in this region. That's important because the tannic acid levels within the oak tree acorns um, reduce rotting, and they make the acorns less palatable for wildlife, so they're less likely to get eaten. But the white oak acorns are quickly eaten by all kinds of different forest creatures and are an important food source for white-tailed deer, black bears, turkeys, ruffed grouse, squirrels, raccoons, muskrats, possums, wood ducks, and mallard ducks, as well as many other species that I did not name. Almost everything in the forest relies on acorns, and especially the white oak acorns. The tree also has very important economic value, being one of the highest valued trees in the forest from a logging standpoint. The trees are used for uh, wood floors, outdoor um, wood projects, and for cabinets. This is because the wood is hard, sturdy, and resistant to rot. Next, we're going to talk about the red maple, Acer rubrum. The red maple can be easily distinguished looking at the leaf, with 3 distinctive leaf lobes and a opposite branching pattern. Only maple, ash, and dogwood have this opposite branching pattern. According to the University of Pennsylvania Forestry Department, the red maple has the most diverse range within the eastern United States and is one of the most common trees found in the forest. And this is because it can withstand a wide variety of habitat conditions. You can find it on dry, rocky ridge tops all the way down to swampy river bottoms. They're sometimes even called swamp maple because of this tendency and its ability to grow in almost saturated water conditions. The bark is smooth when the tree is young, but as the tree ages, it cracks and fissures and the bark darkens. It gets its name red maple from the distinctive red color of many facets of this tree. In the fall time, the tree turns a beautiful and vibrant red, almost purple color. The stems have a red hue to them, And the flowers, which come out in early March and late February, also have a red hue to them. But they're not like your typical flowers. The red maple is wind pollinated and its flowers are apetallate, which means they don't have any petals, but they're still beautiful with uh, stamen and staples, which are flower parts, which have a beautiful red haze. And in the early spring, you can see the red haze covering the mountaintops, and it's one of the first signs that spring is coming. The tree has is used in forestry, but has far less economic value than its cousin, the sugar maple, which is also common in this region. Red maples can be tapped for sap, but the sugar content is not nearly as high as the sugar maple, and the wood is not nearly as sturdy and rot resistant as the sugar maple. For this reason, foresters do not like the tree because it often outcompetes white oaks for space in the forest canopy. Next, we're going to be talking about sweet birch. Sweet birch is distinguished with its distinct doubly serrated leaf. All birches have this feature. The sweet birch gets its name from the distinctive sweet taste that the stems have. This sweet taste is the taste of wintergreen, which makes the tree fairly economically important because it's a natural source of wintergreen flavor. Historically, hundreds of these trees, thousands of these trees were cut down to produce wintergreen flavor for birch beer and other uses. The tree has horizontal lenticels as it grows with a whitish gray bark that cracks and fissures as the tree ages. These little dots are the lenticels. They're used for gas exchange. The tree is, according to the University of Pennsylvania Forestry Department, the most common tree in Pennsylvania. And this is because it's that wintergreen taste makes the tree less browsed by white-tailed deer, and the tree responds very well to forestry activities like clear cutting and logging, and grows back readily after these forest disturbances. You can find these trees up on rocky ridgetops, and they're common throughout the Appalachian Mountain region from Georgia to Canada. Here we have its cousin, the river birch. The river birch is a short-lived, fast-growing tree that lives along waterways and in wetlands. Its most distinguished feature is its very distinct cracking white and light-colored bark that has a pinkish hue. The bark is extremely peely, and this peely bark is important because river birches grow very fast, and they need the peely bark to allow the trees to expand in size rather quickly as it ages. River birches have little commercial value, but they're very important for stabilizing stream banks and riversides. The leaf is very different from the sweet birch. Um, I hope you guys learned a lot about the white oak, the red maple, and river birch and the sweet birch. Please feel free to contact me with any questions about tree identification or wildlife. Thank you. Goodbye.